Hello everyone, my name is Amory Bodelson and I am your Introduction to Literature instructor for Spring 22. I wanted to say hi, put a face to a name and a voice, and give you a little bit of an overview of what we're doing this spring I have two sections of this. I have one purely online and one that's blended, so this video is meant for both of those classes. Again, my name is Amory. If it helps to remember, it rhymes with Camry, like the Toyota Camry. And my last name is Bodelson. You can call me either Amory or Miss Bodelson. Both are fine. I have been a full-time instructor at Western for over 10 years now, and I teach in the communication skills department, which means that I teach things like writing, composition, I teach speech, and various literature courses, along with some applied communications and job skills classes occasionally. So I am an English nerd. I have an undergraduate degree in English writing and a master's degree in English literature. And books are my happy place. They are the place where I go and create palaces in my mind and learn new things and meet new people and travel places I might never get to go. So we will be diving into 3 different types of literature for this class. The first one will be fiction. That's the one most of us are used to, and it's a nice, easy transition into some of the content. Then we will move on to poetry, which seems to have a love-hate relationship for a lot of people. And then finally we will delve into drama. And we will read a short play and a longer play for drama. The last unit of this class is called Critical Theory. If you don't know what that means yet, don't fret. We will go over it and what it means, and you will have 4 major essays to write. So you will write 1 on fiction, 1 on poetry, and 1 on drama. And those 3 essays need to be on anything that we've read together as a class. So the selections that we are reading that are listed in your weekly calendar. And then your last essay will be on a piece that we've read, fiction, drama, or poetry, and you'll apply critical theory to it. The textbooks that you need to buy are 2. The first one looks like this. It is The History of Love by Nicole Krauss. It's a novel about a man who is near the end of his life and remembering loved ones, and he meets a young woman, and they have a kindred relationship. And when I read that book a couple years ago for the first time, I remember when I finished it, I sobbed. And I'm not a sobber, I'm not a crier. And something about it really hit me. And so that is the novel we'll be reading for this class. And then the other textbook that we will take most of your other selections from is the Norton Anthology to Literature by Kelly J. Mays, who's the editor. And you want the shorter 13th edition. So make sure you have those 2 textbooks for class. And again, we will start with fiction. I have put the weekly calendar up on Blackboard under syllabus and schedule, and you will be able to see week by week what's due. And I also put under announcements, and I wanted to reiterate it here, that we will be reading adult content, meaning that we will be reading material that deals with themes that are meant often for people who are adults. That can entail things like various isms, racism, sexism, homophobia, and it can also contain foul language and sometimes references to sexual violence or violence. And so I want you to, if you feel that you could be triggered by any of those, I want you to look at the course reading list quickly and kind of check it out. And if there are things that you find that you're uncomfortable with, you would either reconsider whether you're interested in this class or talk to me about them. I will try to let you know before we get into them the various types of things they contain, but just know that we are reading pieces that will contain some material that could be objectionable to some. And I wanted to give you a little bit about who I am so you know where I'm coming from, and I look forward to learning more about you either through class or the discussion boards. I have been in La Crosse since 2006, and again at Western since 2009. And I have a husband. We've been married for 20 years, and we have 2 cats, one named Gouda, like the cheese, and one named Fisher, like the Fisher cat. And in my spare time, I enjoy traveling. I try to get to someplace overseas every other year. Our last trip was to Spain for our 20-year anniversary. And I also enjoy things like yoga and hiking and biking and cooking and having dinner parties and having people over and playing cribbage and watching my fair share of Netflix. I just watched the Six Underground movie with Ryan Reynolds last night on Netflix, and it's not normally my type of movie, lots of action, lots of gore, but it kept me entertained the entire time, so check that out. And again, I look forward to learning more about who you are. I look forward to delving into this content with you. I think that being able to take and teach a course like this is awesome, and it's one of my favorite things to do, just to dive into a piece of literature and pick it apart and talk about it and what it means. And literature teaches us how to be human. It teaches us how to relate to other people. It helps us to meet people from far away, to learn about conflicts that maybe we've never been through, but how we would cope with them. It helps us develop friendships. I know that, and it also helps us create creativity. When we read, we have to supplement the images in our brain, and that's doing something for our brains. It's much more active to read than it is to watch a movie, because we are creating all those images ourselves. And if you're like me and you have a few favorite books that you reread, those images are there from the first time you've read them. I remember reading Jane Eyre long ago, and every time I read it, I go back to that same place that my brain created. So that's the magic of reading. So again, I look forward to having you in class and to getting to know you all and to delving into this fantastic literature. And if you have any questions, as always, please let me know. Easiest, fastest way to reach me is via email. The contact information is up on Blackboard. And again, talk to you soon. Look forward to seeing you all. Thanks.